All right, everybody, please be seated. You may proceed.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Steins, if you'll recall, when prior to the break, we were talking about a white-colored cardboard box that had been returned to the residents of 653 South Lightner Road.
Yes.
And I have a question for you. You indicated again that you had lived in Florida from 2006 to 2011. Who was checking on the house while you were in Florida?
Clay
Clay Steins.
and my brother.
And how often were they checking on it?
I don't know, I wasn't here.
So you don't really know if they were checking on it?
They were.
How, you indicate that you didn't lock the house. How long had that been the case? How long had you been leaving the house unsecured?
I didn't even lock it when I lived there.
So at least it had been vacant for 8 years and you lived there for,
40.
so for 48 years, the house was unsecured.
Probably most of that time, yeah.
When you came back from Florida, did you make an inspection of the entire house?
Yes, I did.
Okay, when did you do that?
I don't remember what day it was, but when I got back, I went and checked on it.
So in 2011.
Yeah.
Had you made an entire inspection of the house subsequent to that?
Before that,
After 2011?
yeah.
When?
A couple times a week, I went over there and checked on things.
And you checked the entire house every time you were there?
Most of it, yeah.
Why were you checking the house if it was such a secure neighborhood?
Because that was home.
You told Officer Meisler that your realtor may have inadvertently given a male subject who was unknown at the time permission to enter the residence, correct?
That she gave somebody else permission?
That Janine Porter may have inadvertently given a male subject whose identity was unknown at the time permission to enter the residence.
Not that I know of.
Okay. So if the officer's report states that you told him that, that would be incorrect?
I don't understand what you're asking me.
Ma'am, did you ever tell Officer Meisler that Janine Porter may have given an unknown male?
No,
Ma'am, I wasn't finished with the sentence.
no, but I know what the rest of it is
Okay,
now.
for the record, I have to complete it, okay? So is it your testimony that you never told Officer Meisler that Janine Porter may have given, that Janine Porter told you that she may have given an unknown male whose identity was unknown at the time permission to enter your residence?
No,
Okay. She never said that?
not that I remember.
And you never told the officer that?
No,
Did you tell Officer Meisler that Tabitha Loroff had taken photos of the incident?
no, I told Officer Detective Meisler that she had photos of someone taking the stuff out of the house.
Okay. Did you tell Officer Meisler that shortly before the photographs were taken that Tabitha Loroff saw an older gentleman through an attic window holding a flashlight?
I don't think she stated it was an older gentleman. She just saw somebody in the attic with a flashlight.
Okay, so what did you tell the officer?
That's what I told him.
That it was somebody with a flashlight? Had Janine Porter ever had conversation with you? Well, strike that. You indicated that Janine Porter had had conversation with you about possibly auctioning off the entire house with its contents, correct?
No, not auctioning off the house.
Okay.
She just said she thought she might know of somebody that could help me if I wanted to auction off the things in the house.
Okay, so you did talk about the things in the house.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you stop living in the house?
I could not afford to live there anymore.
And that happened in 2006?
Yes.
Why didn't you sell the house before that?
Because it belonged to my family, and I really didn't want to get rid of it if I could figure out a way to get out of the mess I was in.
So you wanted to keep it in the family?
Yes.
So why didn't you offer for sale to your family?
I didn't feel they had the money for it.
You feel what? I'm sorry.
I didn't feel they had the money for it, and if they wanted it, they would have said, before I'd asked the kids if they wanted it, and they've all got homes of their own. My brother bought it to keep it in the family.
Did you think he had the money to buy it?
Yeah,
But you didn't approach him?
no,
You indicated that there was some property returned. Was any of that property returned in a damaged condition?
no,
So there's no decrease in value from how it left you to how it came back, correct?
no,
No, that's not correct, or no, there's no difference?
no, there's no difference.
And you say that one of the primary purposes was to sell this 1922 Chevrolet, correct?
1932,
I apologize, 1932 Chevrolet, correct?
yes,
Has that car been sold?
no,
Why not?
because my son now wants it.
And your son again is?
Clay,
According to your purchase agreement, you were to have all of your items out of the house within 60 days of closing, is that correct?
yes,
And that house closed on April 24th, 2014, so therefore, your items should have been out on or around June 23rd, 2014, correct?
yes,
Do you still have items in the house?
yes,
Is anyone living in the house now?
no,
The house belongs to your son, correct?
no,
Brother, I'm
belongs
sorry,
to my
brother.
brother.
House belongs to your brother. So all of your antiques are still in the house?
yes,
Everything that you put on any of those lists, other than what you claimed hasn't been returned, is still in that house, correct?
yes,
And why is it in the house still?
mainly because I was upset to trust somebody and then have them stab me in the back.
Who did you trust?
I trusted somebody to go in and possibly tell me how much things were worth. Well, then somebody went in and took things, and I didn't trust
So
anybody
you
anymore.
did trust somebody to go in the house and tell you how
I
much
said
the
I
things...
would have
Ma'am, I wasn't
trusted.
done with my question, please. So you did trust somebody to go in the house and tell you how much the things in the house were worth, according to your last statement, correct?
If I had known of somebody, yes.
Okay. Who stabbed you in the back?
The person that went in the house and took the things.
How did they stab you in the back if you didn't authorize them to go in because you
The
didn't
fact
trust
that they were just taken, things were taken.
So they were taken from that home, so you feel the best thing is to leave them in that home?
It was hard enough for me to sell my house. It was even harder to sell the stuff in it.
Have you sold the stuff in it?
No. My brother purchased the house. I'm hoping a couple of my grandsons might be interested in it, and if they are, they're interested in they would like the antiques left in it. So I've not been in a hurry since then.
Ma'am, you indicate that there were photos taken the day that the items went missing, correct?
Photos were taken.
Correct.
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to see those photos?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen all of the photos?
Yes.
And who took those photos again?
Roger?
Roger Peen?
Yes.
And did Roger Peen tell you that he took those photos, that he took photos of everything that that individual took out of the house?
He said,
Judge, I don't object at this point. It's his
Is it your belief that all the items that were taken out of that house are contained in the pictures?
yes. Except, I don't think he got all of the pictures. Because he said he saw him go in and out before
Let's not
he...
repeat what he told you, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Were you ever told by the police that they believed they had a suspect?
Yes.
And when were you told that?
That I don't remember.
Was it closer to when the incident happened, I presume?
Yes.
Would you say within a month of when it happened?
At least.
And who did they tell you they believed it was?
Mr. Kraus.
And that's what the officer told you?
Yes.
Did Janine Porter have authority to act as your listing agent with respect to the property at 653 South Lightner?
As far as selling the house and property?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How about as far as your conversation with her about having some of the property appraised for possible auction?
No, not the property.
So you never told her even about the car?
She knew about the car.
So, to some extent, she had authority to engage with an individual to assess what might be the value of certain property for purposes of an auction.
For the car.
Okay. And you weren't there on the day that Miss Porter and Mr. Kraus had their conversation, correct?
No.
No, it's not correct, or no, you weren't there?
No, I wasn't there.
One moment here. When you listed the house for sale with Janine Porter, Was it agreed that no lockbox would be placed on the house?
No,
No, you expected a lockbox to be placed?
I didn't even know what a lockbox was. That's
Okay.
between realtors.
Okay. So you had no expectation or conversation that a lockbox would be placed on your house?
No,
When you listed the property with Janine Porter, you provided her with a contact number to contact you, correct?
yes,
And is that contact number, did it work at the time over those couple days?
yes,
Have you changed that number at all?
no,
And prior to the sale, wasn't the front porch cleaned up so that the realtor could get a picture of the front of the house?
yeah,
There was a bunch of stuff on the front porch that had to be moved, correct?
no.
No, but
I
what
mean,
had to
there's a
be?
swing and, table and chairs.
Okay, so Tabitha didn't clean off the front porch to make it,
She may have,
she may have. She may have also cleaned the inside of the house, correct?
no,
No. So if she said she cleaned the dining room, that would be incorrect?
Andrew did that.
Who?
My youngest son, Andrew,
Andrew did that, okay. Who all was going in and out of this house, man?
Clay went in the house, Andrew went in the house when he was home, and my brother,
Clay?
Clay,
How about Tabitha?
she may have gone in.
How about David?
I just said David.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I mean, I heard Clay, Andrew, and your brother, I apologize.
My brother's name is David.
Okay, was Clay in the house?
Clay, yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Not to my knowledge.
Did Janine Porter go in the house?
When I was there, yes.
Ma'am, how many offers did you get to purchase the property?
Two that I know of,
Okay, and how much was the other offer for?
was less than what my brother had offered,
How much was it for?
39,
And when did that offer come in relative to your brother's offer?
same day,
And did these people go through the house and look at it?
no.
Why didn't they go through the house to look
I
at it?
have no idea, you'll have to ask Janine.
Do you feel the house was in a showable condition?
It's as good as it's gonna get.
Do you feel that the house was in a, would people have been able to walk through the house
Yes,
without stepping on things?
depending, yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Ron?
Judge, I don't have any further questions from Mrs. Stites. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Just may I approach the council for just a second?
Am I done?
You're done. Thank you.
I didn't understand. Just wanted to ask, how late? Roger. No.
Just so the jurors know that the people taking pictures here are not allowed to film any jurors, just so that you know that.
Judge, we have a slight delay, I'm sorry. Witness just left the floor.
Make sure you have three, so I can look at
raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give me, the jury, will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you? All right, and keep your voice up so everybody can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Tell everybody who you are.
Roger Payne.
All right, Roger, how old are you?
43,
Where do you live?
Lightner Road, Portland.
Okay, and how long do you live there?
4 years.
You had kind of a dramatic entrance.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. What happened to your leg?
Just reconstructive.
Okay.
Reconstructive surgery.
Okay. Now, you know Helen Stein.
Yes, sir.
How do you know her?
She's my neighbor's mother.
Okay. What about Clay Stein?
She's my neighbor.
All right. Are you Clay friends?
Yes, sir.
Do you know Tabitha Loroff?
Yes, sir.
And how do you know Tabitha?
That would be Clay's girlfriend, fiance.
Okay. And you lived out there for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Do you own your own home?
I rent.
Okay. What do you normally do for a living?
Contractor, but I'm in school now, full time.
What are you in school for?
Mechanical engineer.
Okay. How long have you been taking classes in mechanical engineering?
3 semesters.
How many more do you have to go to get your degree?
2 more.
Where are you going?
Paratech.
Over in Fremont.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to talk about last year, April 4th, Friday. What was your school schedule like in Fridays in April last year?
I had 1 morning class from 9 to 11:15.
And then what would you do?
Go home, start on homework, wait for the kids to get off the bus, and then start my day with them.
Okay, how many kids do you have?
2, 1 boy, 1 girl.
Now, this particular April 4th, last year, 2014, anything unusual happened?
Around lunchtime, my dog alerted me that somebody was out front. She barks when there's somebody in the drive or walking. So when I looked out the door, I saw somebody in the abandoned house across the street.
Okay, and who does that house belong to?
Clay's mother.
Helen Stein.
Yes, sir.
Address 653
Yes.
Lightner Road.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this address, is this in Danbury Township?
Yeah, it's on the other side of the street, yep.
Okay. Is it in Ottawa County?
Yes.
State of Ohio?
Yes, sir.
You saw a man. What did you see the man doing?
Carrying boxes out to a van.
Okay. Did you know this man?
No, not at all.
Did you recognize the vehicle?
No.
What did you see the man doing?
Taking boxes off of the property and putting them in the van. And I knew it wasn't right because it's Clay's mom's house, right? Nobody been in there since I was there.
So what did you do, Roger?
After seeing a couple trips, I decided I should probably take a couple pictures before I sent Clay a text, let him know that, hey, there's somebody in your mother's house over there. So I hurried up and grabbed my phone and took a few pictures.
What kind of phone did you have?
iPhone.
Okay. Now, when you took these pictures, where were you?
Sitting in my bay window in front of the house.
Okay. Did you ever go outside?
No.
Ever confront this guy?
Nope.
Can you describe this man at all?
I just noticed the white-haired gentleman. Average height, average build.
Okay. How many pictures did you take? Do you recall?
7?
Was that a guess?
Right around 7.
Okay. How many total trips did you see him make going into the house, coming back to the truck?
I saw 3 before I grabbed my phone, and then 1 that I got the pictures of.
So you saw at least 4 trips.
That's it.
How much time between each trip?
4 or 5 minutes maybe.
Okay. Did you ever contemplate calling the police?
Not off the bat. First thing I just thought of was, wow, there's somebody going to Clay's house. I should take some pictures and let him know. And then I'd let him make the appropriate call.
Okay. Did you know or were you aware whether or not the house was for sale at that time?
I knew it was going up for sale, because I'd seen the sign in the front yard, but I hadn't heard nothing about it yet from Clay.
Okay. So you've never discussed it with Clay or his mother?
No, sir.
Could you tell what kind of property was being removed from the house?
Just boxes, and the only thing I saw other than boxes or a wooden box was, it's hard to miss the antique record player. They got them big horns on the front of them.
Okay.
So that one stood out like a sore thumb.
What part of that could you see?
It was facing me, so I could see the face of the horn.
Okay. Do you know if you ever got a picture of that?
I didn't.
Mr. Steins, I'm going to hand, not Mr. Steins, Mr. Peen, I'm going to hand you what's been marked in sequence, states exhibits number 1 through 9.
Your Honor, I'm going to object at this time. There's indication from the narrative in the police report that the original photos have a date recorded and a date stamped in the photograph section of the photo. Those don't appear to have that marking, so I don't know that those are the original photos.
Well, your objection is overruled. I don't know what his answer is.
Very well.
He's been asked if he can recognize those, and if he can, I'll let him testify.
Very well.
If you would go through all 9 photographs, please.
These are the ones that are on my phone.
Okay.
I still have them.
You still have those on your
Yes,
phone?
sir. Still have a date stamp on
Okay. So if somebody wants to review your date stamp,
it. They can look right at it.
you brought it here today.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to talk about those photographs for a second. Who took those?
Me.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Anybody else in your house at the time?
Nope. Just my dog.
Okay. Do those photographs fairly and accurately depict what you saw when you looked out your bay window toward Helen Stein's house?
Yes, sir.
And at this time, Your Honor, we would move for the admission of all 9
We'll
photographs.
do that after your case is over,
Okay.
and after cross-examination.
Now, Mr. Peen, after you took those photographs with your phone, did you print these out?
No.
Okay. Did you transmit them or send them in any way to Clay Steins?
I sent to Clay through text.
How'd you do that?
Text message.
Is that a feature you can use on your phone?
Yes, sir.
And did you send any text with the photographs?
No. Because I texted him first and just let him know, hey, somebody's in your house. And then that's when it hit me. Well, let me use my phone and start taking some pictures.
Okay.
So then I forwarded the pictures.
And then you sent the pictures.
Yes, sir.
Did he text you back at that point?
Just asked me what kind of vehicle it was, and then that was about it. Then I saw him come home later
Did you talk to Clay afterwards?
in the evening, yeah.
What did you tell Clay?
Just what I had saw. Somebody was in the house, and here I have pictures for you. That way you got some type of reference.
Okay. And that's really all you know.
Yes, sir.
You can't identify this person.
Yeah, that gentleman in the white coat, sir.
Are you certain?
I'm positive, because I seen him when he returned one box, one load of 2 boxes. He came back within an hour, went in the back door, returned the 1 stack of boxes, and then peeled out of the driveway and took off
Okay.
south.
So how many times did you see him come to the house that day?
Just the 3 times.
2 times?
Yep.
On the second time, did you take any pictures of him?
No.
How long was he there?
A minute and a half, maybe. It was short and sweet.
What did you see him do?
Just take the 1 load of boxes in, and then raced out of the driveway, headed south, wherever he was going.
Okay. Now, did you have any idea what was in those boxes?
No, sir.
Did you check or anything like that?
No.
You still have your phone with you?
Yes, sir.
Photographs are still on.
Yes, sir.
And these are the same photographs that are on your phone?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Peen, I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Command Cross.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Mr. Peen. How are you today?
Good, sir.
Good. Mr. Peen, is there any line of your answering where you think maybe, oops, I misquoted something or misstated something or miscommunicated? Where in all fairness, do you like an opportunity to correct it now?
Nope.
You were contacted by Officer Meisler on July 15th, 2014, correct?
Okay, yeah.
That was over 3 months after you had taken the photos, correct? Had you ever, and you told Helen's son that day, you texted him and said somebody's here, and you sent him the pictures that day.
Yes.
And nobody came to ask you to see the pictures for 3.5 months. Were you hard to get a hold of?
I might have been because I was going to school.
Okay, but
Never seen a note on the door.
Helen's son could have contacted you and said, hey,
Absolutely.
somebody's looking
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
Okay. What is your address on Lightning Road?
730 South Lightning.
Okay, and so you'd be across the street,
Yep, directly across from Clay.
directly across, okay. And could you actually see the back door of Miss Stein's house from where you were?
I can see the entrance. The door is, you know, if it's shut, you don't see it, but you can see when the screen door is open and the latch is made. You can
Okay.
tell that it was wide open.
Okay. You said that you saw Mr. Kraus carry loads of items out of the house, correct?
Yes, sir.
Define for me what loads of items is.
2 boxes in the first stack, and then it was a wooden container. After I seen the phonograph on the 3rd trip, I kind of thought, well, maybe that was another record player because of the make of the box. You could tell it was an older wooden container. And
Okay.
then that, and then I grabbed my phone, and that was the last 2, was the box and the, whatever he had in his hand.
Okay, did you see, so you saw 3 trips from the house?
4, if you count this one.
You count that?
The one that the photographs are in.
Okay, so 4.
Yes, sir.
So the first one had 2 boxes.
Right.
Second one had a wooden container.
3rd one was the record.
Phonograph.
Yeah.
And the 4th one was?
The box and something he had in his hand.
Okay. How big was the box?
I want to say 18 inches maybe tall. Wide enough he was holding it with 2 hands.
Okay. Did it look like he was struggling to carry it? Did it look heavy?
You know,
How tall was the box?
12 to 18.
And what color was it?
Dark.
Dark?
Dark stain, yeah. It was just dark and old.
You indicated that the officer came and talked to you on July 15th, 2014. How long did he talk to you?
20 minutes maybe. It wasn't a very long conversation.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure that date. That's just according to the police report. I don't remember the date that he showed up.
Okay. But it was sometime afterwards, roughly 3 months? Okay. And you say it was for 20 minutes?
Something like that.
You said earlier that you text Helen's son that someone was in your house, correct?
His mother's house,
His mother's house. And where was her son living?
straight across the street from me.
Okay, so next to
Yeah, they're
650.
side by side.
Okay. So your house is not directly across from Helen's, then?
No, mine's across from Clay's.
Okay. You indicated that you hadn't seen anyone else there, correct? Had you been there that whole day?
Not in the morning, I had class.
Okay. What was your class schedule at that time?
9 to 11:15.
5 days a week?
Yes.
And where
Well, it was different hours during the week. I was
Okay.
taking 5 classes.
Okay.
College.
But that day was 9 to 11:15. And you indicated the only way you knew the house was for sale was because you saw a sign in the front yard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you happen to see any other realtors come with any other clients to look at the property? Had you ever been in the house?
No, sir.
Did you ever see anyone come to the house?
No, sir.
Not even the family?
No, sir. Never.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun?
No, just briefly. So we're clear, Mr. King. Could you see how he was getting in the house?
Through the back door, because you could see the door was propped open.
Okay. Did you ever see him open the door?
No, sir.
Did you ever see him close the door?
Seen him close the door, yes, sir.
Any idea what the door was propped open with?
I'm just going to guess that it was with the spring door latch. I don't know, I couldn't tell from that far away what it was propped open with. I
Okay.
just could tell it was open.
Okay. And when did you see him close the door?
When he was leaving.
Okay, what about when he came back the second time?
Same thing as the only time I seen it. Didn't see it open, but I seen him close it.
Okay. The second time, did your dog bark?
Yes, sir.
That's
when
how, is that how you caught it?
Yep. As in the first time, she barked a lot. That's when I looked and he'd already been there, but the second time, I was already expecting something, you know. It's already been a busy day that day, so I immediately looked out that time.
Okay. Thank you. Looking further.
Any further?
One moment. Mr. Payne, tell me again, what time of day was it when your dog was barking?
Noon,
Noon.
a little bit after noon, yes, sir.
When you saw this individual running back, going back and forth from the vehicle, was he running? Act like he was in a hurry?
Nope.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's not have any conversation. Sorry, please. solemnly swear this testimony about the court and jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. All right, please be seated and keep your voice up. Okay.
Who are you, sir?
Paul C. Stein III.
Okay. Are you related to Hellenstein's?
Yes, she's my mother.
Okay. What child are you in the birth order?
First,
You're the oldest son?
yes.
Okay. Where did you grow up, son?
Marwood.
How long has your family been living over on Lightner Road?
Generations.
Okay. Where do you currently live?
715 South Lightning Road,
Where is that in relation to 653 Lightner Road?
right next door.
Were these all part of the same homestead originally?
Yeah, my great-grandparents built the house my mom had. My grandparents built the house I live in, and my uncle built a house across the street.
Okay. How long do you live there?
Minus 4 years when I was married, the rest of my life.
Okay. Are you currently married?
No,
Engaged?
no.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
What's her name?
Tabitha, Laura.
Now. Does she live with you?
Yes, she does.
How do you support yourself, Blake?
Work 2 jobs.
What kind of jobs do you do?
I'm a manager for Big Lots in Sandusky, Ohio, and I'm a mechanic here at Fort Clinton.
Okay. Any children?
No.
I want to go back to late March, early April last year. Who owns the house? Who owned the house at 653 Lightner at that time?
My mother.
Had she been living in it for a while?
No, she hasn't been there, I think about 7, 8 years.
Okay. You live next door.
Yes.
Did you ever check on the property?
Oh, yeah, I'm there all the time. I'm the one that takes care of the grass, everything around the house.
How often would you go inside?
Every few weeks at least. Go over there and check for water leaks, see if the basement is flooded or anything like
Did you ever check to see if things were missing?
that. No, usually I'd notice something been moved or somebody been in there. Like I said,
Okay.
my uncle lives across the street, so if he'd ever see anything, he'd let me know.
The house itself, you've been in it however many times. Did your mother ever discuss with you whether or not she intended to sell the house?
No, I didn't know anything about it until the day she put it up for sale.
Okay. You already own the house next door. You work 2 jobs?
Excuse me?
Were you interested in buying the house?
We never even discussed it. I mean, we didn't have a chance to.
Okay. When did you find out the house was for sale?
The morning they put the sign up in the front yard.
So the signs what told you?
Well, actually, my mother called me that morning as they were putting the sign up.
Okay. Were you upset with her about this?
A little bit.
Talk it over with her?
Not that day, we did. We had sense, a little bit.
Okay. Now, Friday, April 4th of 2014, did you receive any messages from Roger Peen?
Yes, I was at the shop working. He said that somebody was at the house. I told him it was probably the auctioneer. He was supposed to look at some antiques and antique car. I said he was just there to look and give her an appraisal on some of the stuff. I don't know how much time went by. I was at work, like I said. He texted me again, said he's doing more than just looking. He sent me pictures of gentlemen carrying stuff out of the house.
Did you know anything about anybody carrying stuff out of the house?
No, all that I knew was he was just there to look. He was not allowed to take anything.
Okay. Did you know what he was specifically supposed to look at?
Just the antiques my mom had in the house. I don't know what he was supposedly there to look for that day. There's an antique car out in the garage. I believe that's what he was supposed to look at that day.
Okay. Now, you're familiar with the car?
Yes.
What do you recall about the car itself? What is it?
It's a 1932 Chevy four-door. It's got the suicide doors in the back. It's got a mohair type interior. It's all original. My dad drove it in the garage. Went to restore it. He stripped all the paint off of it, and it's just been sitting ever since.
Okay, so it needs to be restored.
Correct.
Are you interested in doing that?
Yes.
Okay, you explain that to your mom.
Yes, I am.
Now, the house itself, did you have any property inside the house?
Yes.
What did you own inside your mom's house at 653 Lightner?
I have some die-cast cars that I collect. High school stuff, Letterman's jackets, stuff like that. Kept some guns over there.
How many guns?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I had 3 in a cabinet.
How many guns could the cabinet hold?
If I remember right, it'll hold at least 8 to 10.
Okay, who built the cabinet?
My dad, myself did when I was a kid.
Okay. Did any of the guns in that cabinet come up missing?
One did.
Can you describe it for us?
It was a side-by-side double barrel 12 gauge.
Do you know the manufacturer?
I believe it was a Winchester.
Can you describe anything else about the shotgun?
It needed re-blued. I had a friend of mine try to glue it, he stripped it. In fact, all the guns that were left in the cabinet, he'd stripped and couldn't re-glue, decided not to even handle it, that's why they were still there. The double barrel had scrolling engraved in the sides around the trigger. Had 2 triggers, one for each barrel.
Did it still work?
Yeah, last time I used it, it did fire.
When was the last time you used it?
It's probably been 10, 12 years ago since I fired it. I don't hunt anymore, so.
Okay. When you heard from Roger Peen, did you contact your mother regarding this?
My mother, no. I contacted my girlfriend. Like I said, the house was for sale. My uncle was interested in buying it. She contacted the realtor, because that's who the auctioneer was hired through. And she was like the go-between between my girlfriend and her. She was relaying everything to her. And, as far as I know, she supposedly called him, let him know what was going on.
Okay. But at this point, you never went directly to your mom?
No.
Never went to the police?
No.
Did you go through the house yourself, looking to see if anything else was missing?
That night when I came home from work, I stopped at Walmart and bought all new locks for the house, outbuildings. When I walked in the house, there's no electricity. First thing I noticed is both doors in my gun cabinet were wide open. At that time, I took the rest of the guns to my own house.
Okay. What about the Winchester?
That was not there.
Never did. Did you ever get it back?
No, haven't seen or heard about it since.
So how many guns did you remove from the cabinet?
There was a 410 and a 22 Magnum with a scope, and then I had a Daisy BB gun pistol that was in there. That was all the weapons that were left in
Okay. What about the rest of the house? Did you go through that?
I did the following day. I went through, looked at my stuff. I seen stuff that he had returned that was in the dining room. By the pictures, I knew there was other stuff that was still missing.
Okay. Had anything else belonging to you other than the shotgun been moved or changed around the house?
My saxophone from high school was one of the items he took. It was in the dining room. It was upstairs in one of the front bedrooms.
Okay. And was the saxophone, how was the saxophone stored
In its case,
in this case? Can you describe that case for us?
that's a black rectangular case. It's an alto saxophone, so it's not a real big case. It's probably not big at all.
been marked as State's Exhibit number 2. You familiar with that photograph?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Where and when have you seen that photograph before?
This was sent from Roger's phone to my phone.
Okay. I want you to look at what's being held in the,
Black rectangular case.
yeah. Do you recognize the case?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's my saxophone case.
Are you certain about that?
Yes.
Where'd you keep your saxophone inside the house?
It was in the front bedroom facing the road. It was underneath the table, actually. Sitting in the corner of the room.
And the next day when you went through the house, where was it?
It was in the dining room, sitting on the floor with other items.
One more. Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Kraus?
Thank you, Aaron. Good afternoon, Mr. Steins. How are you?
Not bad, so.
Good, thank you. So is there any portion of your testimony so far today wherein you believe you may have inadvertently made an incorrect statement or misled somebody through a statement, or believe that maybe somebody would misinterpret what you've said, where in all fairness to you, you'd like to correct it at this time?
No, that I'm aware of.
You said you indicated you check the property at 653 South Leitner every couple weeks. Is that correct?
Okay.
So you would go into the house only every couple weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you check the house for water, leaks, etc. Do you know how long it had been since anyone had lived there?
Like I said, my mother, I think she was gone for 7 or 8 years.
Okay. Would 2006 seem
Right,
fair?
yeah.
Okay. And when your mom came back from Florida, do you have any knowledge as to why she didn't move back in?
The house had been empty, no electricity, no nothing, the whole time she was gone.
The whole time she was gone? Okay. What's the condition of the interior of the house?
It's rough, I mean, it's cluttered.
You testified that when Roger texted you the pictures, you responded back and said there's an auctioneer who's supposed to be there to look at some antiques and some other stuff, correct?
Correct.
And he was supposed to be looking at stuff inside the house pursuant to your testimony, correct?
I wasn't sure what he was actually there to look for. I just know my mom said there was an auctioneer coming out.
Okay. So when you said that he was there to look for antiques and other stuff, maybe that wasn't accurate?
That's what I know.
You said that there was a gun missing when you went and looked in the gun cabinet, and it was a 12 gauge.
Correct.
How big was that gun?
From the floor, probably about 8 high. Double barrel,
So 3 feet,
at least.
36 inches at least?
Standard barrel, yeah.
Wouldn't fit in an 18-inch box then?
No.
Okay. You saw Roger Peen send you a number of photographs.
Correct.
Did you see your gun in any of those photographs?
No, I did not.
Why did you call Tabitha to express your interest in purchasing the property?
I did not call Tabitha to express interest in purchasing.
Okay, who did you call?
Nobody. I've never shown, other than my mom, after everything was said and done.
Okay.
But, yeah, I've never.
So while the property is actually for sale, you didn't get involved? you indicated, and I didn't hear the end of your answer to this, so bear with me. I thought you had said someone was supposed to call the auctioneer to see what was going on. No. You said somebody was supposed to call somebody,
The realtor.
was supposed to
Yeah.
call.
Tabitha was relaying the pictures and what I was telling her was going out the house to the realtor.
Okay. And that was on April 4th? And you indicate that as to your saxophone, that was returned in the dining room the next day? Is that correct?
No, it was actually returned that night.
The same day?
Yeah, the same time he took the stuff out, the realtor supposedly called him, and he brought the stuff, some of the stuff back, and that's
Okay.
what he said it was.
To your knowledge, what was not brought back?
The only thing I seen that was in the pictures that I didn't see in the house that night was a box.
Okay. Were you missing anything else from what was brought back that same day?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So those die-cast cars were all back, everything was back?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever tell anyone that you wanted nothing to do with this situation?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So you didn't tell the police that, or Tabitha that, or your Helen Steins that, or Roger Keene, or anyone?
As far as,
That you wanted nothing to do with this whole incident?
I told my mom that one at first,
Okay. Why didn't you want anything to do with it?
just figured I was never gonna see anything that was gone that we were missing anyway.
But it was all returned the same day.
Not
so-
all of it, there's still stuff missing. I'm just saying the stuff that I seen in those photographs, other than a box, was returned.
Okay, but a box was returned the next day, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe the next day I wasn't home. My girlfriend received the box.
So your girlfriend met with the person that returned the items?
Correct.
And was she able to ascertain who it was on that day, to your knowledge?
Yes.
And who did she tell you it was?
Gentleman behind me.
Okay. Did she give a name?
Steve.
Okay.
Kraus.
Steve Kraus? Okay. Was anyone else going to check on the house aside from you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mr. Kraus, the Winchester double-barreled shotgun, you're familiar with it. How do you clean it? How do you break it down?
I used a polishing cloth and just regular gentleman.
Does it break down into pieces easily?
That one I've never taken apart.
You've never taken it apart. Do you know how to break a double barrel down?
I've never done it myself, no, but I know it can be done.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Anything else along those lines?
Just briefly, sir. You say that gun, you had never torn that gun down?
I've never torn it
And
down.
how long have you owned it?
My dad gave it to me probably when I was like 13, 14.
Okay, do you know if a gun is broken down, how small the largest piece would be?
The barrel on that weapon would probably be, let's see, probably about that long.
So over 24 inches?
Maybe not quite that long, but yeah, it'd be close.
Okay.
I've never actually sat down and measured one.
Sure, I understand, sir. Was the house always unsecured?
Yeah. We
Okay.
never had any problems with anybody.
And do you know how many people were in and out of it?
At that time?
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I worked 2 jobs.
Okay. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. You may step down. We will go ahead and adjourn for the day. And I want you to remember the admonition, you're not to discuss this case with any family or friends. Don't try to draw any opinions or any conclusions about the case. I don't want you to read anything about it. Just hold on to the newspapers and don't read the newspapers tomorrow and watch any TV dealing with this case. We're going to be back up here at 9 o'clock, so check in just maybe a few minutes beforehand. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's